to another episode of Highlander, except this time, since coronavirus hit us pretty hard here in Bremen, it's going to be a Highlander at home, where Ole and I are going to play with 4 decks a 2-person tournament. We allow our players to use up to 20 playtest cards just to make this whole format more affordable, so nobody has to invest 20,000 euro into a Black Lotus or Moxen just to find out that they don't even like their deck. So, without anything else, let's see which deck comes out on top. Have fun! Hello and welcome to round number 1. We just roll to see who goes first. I think Ole won the die roll.
Yes, indeed, and that's our starting hands. I kept a decent hand with chromatic artifacts, tutor for my Doomsday, Gush and Flusterstorm and 2 lands.
And I kept a lot of elves, some more ramp. So, yep, we both kept 7. And we'll see you in the first game.
Yeah, I lead off by fetching my Misty Rainforest, getting a basic land, because I don't know what my opponent Teddy is playing right now. And then I play one of those chromatic artifacts.
Yeah, always play around that wasteland.
Yes.
Unless you're greedy like my decks. And play almost no basics at all.
Well, the chromatic star fixes the colors pretty good, so yeah, that's fine.
I shock myself with the Temple Garden. And lead with the Birds of Paradise, passing back to Ole.
I couldn't quite see what I just drew, but I guess I will play the second chromatic sphere and pass the turn back.
So I untap, draw, and I think I drew a Survival of the Fittest, and considering playing it into your counterspells, because you always play those.
Well, this deck doesn't play very many counterspells.
There's the survival.
That's why the survival will resolve, because the Flusterstorm I have in hand can't actually counter it. Which is sad, because survival is pretty evil.
Well, it's pointed for a reason.
That's true.
Yeah, at this point I was really unsure on what kind of deck you were on that day.
Yeah, I just built the deck and didn't even play it before, so it's the first time I run this deck. Looks like I didn't hit another land and didn't... Oh, I did hit the Fetid Pools.
Yeah, I think you drew it
but I had to...
Of the sphere that you sacked.
Yeah.
And
that's the problem with Dark Petition, where you want to have 5 mana in play.
Yep. Yeah, end of turn I discarded Rofellos because it was pretty useless at this board state. And I tutored up a card I absolutely hate, a Collector Oof, because I thought you were on some kind of Time Vault build.
Which is pretty good for me, because I only run like 4 artifacts, which are LED, Lotus Petal, and the 2 chromatic stars and sphere. However, which you can't see right now, I have a 3 fairy in hand, which I'd like to play, but due to the Collector Roof I don't have any white mana. And I am not able to play it next turn.
Yeah. That was pretty lucky for me. So I just played the oof and passed it back to you, I think.
Yeah, I will crack the star in response, of course, so as long as I can. And then it resolves, because Flusterstorm again doesn't counter a creature.
Oh, and I fetched. Played a Paradise Druid. And I think then I passed the turn back to you. Probably just grabbed a dual land there.
We recorded the plays like way back and commenting now on it, I think about 4 months after we recorded them, so we don't really remember all the plays we made.
Yep.
So I play a Preordain, and I think I put one to the bottom and one on top. One is an impulse and the other one I can't make out right now.
I think it's one of your playtest cards. But I also don't know which one.
Which makes it quite harder to make out which one it is.
Well, next time we will try to comment on these videos a little bit sooner.
Yes. So I put the impulse on bottom because I don't think I have much time left, and play the playtest card, which is the Nurburg Tomb of Yarkmoth, and pass the turn back.
Decent fixing for your Doomsday. So I just get in there with the oof. We're both at 17. I shortcut there. No, I don't. Ha, because you have an Orbok. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No need to fetch. Just there play the Bellower.
Yeah, and there the oof actually makes a difference, because now I can't just Dark Petition for Doomsday and make a pile with the Lion's Eye Diamond, because the oof turns it off.
Yeah. So I just grab a Fierce Empath, and the Fierce Empath will grab me a Primeval type.
Which is probably the favorite thing you get with a Bellower.
Always. At this point I still had no clue what you were playing.
Yeah, and I was like, if I Doomsday now I'm probably dead, so I should do something different. I'm thinking a lot what I should do, so I play another land, which is the Cavern of Souls, naming Wizard, I think.
Yeah.
And then I will cast Mystical Tutor, which grabs me a Damnation, so I don't die. There it is.
Yeah.
And then I play Gush, I believe, to draw the Damnation and cast it.
Yeah. Oh. That should be it.
Yeah, so there I float mana, cast the gush, return the 2 islands, and draw the donation plus X. And then I will cast the donation with the floating mana I had.
Yep.
And now I'm hoping that you don't have much gas left, but there's still the survival of the fittest on the board.
Yeah, and the prime time in hand.
True, but you luckily you don't have 6 mana.
Lost all my mana. So I drew an Eternal Witness there. Pretty tough at this point what to do, because I already felt that I'm running out of time against you.
Yeah. And you get the birds.
I get a bird
so you
and fetch. Getting a green source.
So you want to get the Primeval Titan in play, I believe?
Yeah. Exactly.
Or do you want to discard the bird to the survival of the fittest?
Maybe, but I don't think that was the line.
So you're getting Savannah, I believe.
Probably.
Which is the only green source you have.
Yep.
Which was fetched by Arid Mesa. Besides Temple Garden, of course.
Yep. Play Savannah. Play the bird. And pass back to you, I think. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm back at 3 lands in play and can't really Dark Petition for Doomsday right now.
Well, but you...
So I play it.
But you really
bought
yourself some time there.
Yeah, I drew an even Stronghold, which gets me back to 5 mana next turn, or 6 even. So I probably can Doomsday next turn and don't really look down much pressure.
I drew a Sylvan Scrying, and now I'm not sure what to get with it. So I attack first with the Ewit, because at this point I don't know what's more effective, to ramp out even more or to disrupt your mana. I sack the Ewit to an Eldritch Evolution.
And there comes in handy the 3 fairy I talked about earlier, which I pitched to my Force of Will.
Yep.
Countering the Eldritch Evolution, because I was afraid of Acidic Slime, which would put me back to 3 lands again.
Yeah, that was quite a blowout.
Well, it's a 2 for 2. I think it's fine.
So I cast the Sylvan Scrying that I was talking about earlier. But you filter with your lands and counter it with the Flusterstorm.
Yeah, because again I was afraid of Wasteland or something that could disrupt my land base.
Yep.
So now I have 5 mana and can easily cast the Dark Petition and Doomsday and pass the turn back, not being afraid of dying anytime soon.
Pretty well set up.
the Dark Petition.
Searching those singleton decks really takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And there's the Doomsday. I'm not sure which pile I made, but I think I didn't put in any artifacts because I was afraid of another Eternal Witness effect, getting back the Oath.
Yeah, I think the pile you made was without any artifacts.
Yeah. And then you asked me whether there was a Black Lotus in the pile I exiled, which it wasn't because I don't actually play Black Lotus. I prefer playing more cheap tutors than one Black Lotus, which takes a lot of points.
Yep. Quite a good decision in that deck.
I mean, I think it's just preference. You can play cheaper tutors, but Black Lotus makes some Doomsday piles really easy. But I think you can achieve most of it with a Lion's Eye Diamond anyway, so you don't really need Black Lotus.
Yep.
But casting Doomsday off of a Black Lotus feels really good. So
Yeah, I can imagine.
I wish I had the points for both, but then again, that's Canadian Highlander.
Yep.
So you discarded your Primeval Titan with Survival of the Fittest and are tutoring up something.
I think at this point I was just super unsure what I could get that would help me in this situation. Because I was super sure that you will just win on the spot on your next turn. Because that's usually how Doomsday works.
Yeah, and it's also the first time you saw that I was on Doomsday and not playing some Time Vault deck, which I was playing earlier, so...
Yep.
Oh, and there you get Glen Elendra Archmage with a new artwork which I didn't see earlier, and I cast a Pact of Negation because I was afraid of you countering my non-creature spells.
Yep. There goes my plan.
I think I could have let it resolve, but then I will take a lot of time to draw the Thassa's Oracle I have in my pile, which you could use to kill me, so I was afraid of that, and that's why I countered the Glen Elendra Archmage. And at this point I think there was nothing you could do to stop me.
No, probably not. I drew a Noxious Revival, and I thought I might be able to disrupt your plays with it.
Oh, and there's a Finale of Devastation, which could get back the Oof. And I think that's what you choose.
Yeah.
Because you were probably thinking that I still had the Black Lotus in my pile.
Yeah, or some other form of mana generational.
And I didn't even think about Noxious Revival, but you couldn't really disrupt me because I had a Frantic Search in hand, I believe.
Yep.
Which would draw me the cards anyways. Or at most it would get you a turn, I think.
I mean, I could have put the Pact of Negation on top here. But even that, I don't think it would have made a difference. I just had no way out at this point.
But you should have put the Doomsday back if you used your Noxious Revival, not the Pact, I believe.
Oh, I thought Doomsday exiles itself upon resolution.
No, it's in the graveyard.
Alright, okay.
It's actually a play you can make when you play Doomsday and Legacy, which is where you choose a lot of Doomsdays and plan to cast a second Doomsday on the next turn.
Okay. And there's your
And
win
there's
con.
the Thassa's Oracle, which is heavily underpointed, I believe.
Yep, probably. It's such a good win con.
Yeah. Especially with Tainted Pact and Diminishing... No, what is it
Demonic
called?
Consultation.
Demonic Consultation, yeah.
Yeah, and none of those cards are pointed as well, I think.
And Tainted Pact has 1 point, but
Okay.
that's
Yep.
not very much. So, game 2, my starting hand is not very good, but I think it gets there. I have 2 cards that replace themselves with Sleight of Hand and Cling.
And I'm able to keep a full grip of 7 cards, ramp into the Woodland Bellower. So
And also with...
I felt pretty confident, especially with the Cavern.
Yeah, and with the Mystical Tutor I could go for a fast Doomsday, which I believe I will try this game, but you will see what happens.
So I basically just cast a Sol Ring on turn 1.
Which is not very fair, but you know, it's always fair when it's green.
Green really needs support. It's such a bad color in Magic.
Yeah. Especially the creatures.
Yep. Or Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
So I fetch here. Probably going to grab Savannah. Which usually is always one of the last cards. But not this time. They were kind of quick. I level up the Tree Speaker, I think.
Yeah.
And I cast Elves of Deep Shadow, floating 1 green. Passing back to you.
So you're setting up the Bellow on turn 3, which is quite good for you and will be quite bad for me.
At least that's what I'm hoping for.
I will fetch an Underground Sea and play the Slayer of Hand. Setting up to cast Mystical Tutor on the end step and casting Doomsday next turn.
Looking forward to that.
Now you can see that there's a Damnation and another card, and I should have anticipated that something's hitting the board next turn and should have taken the Damnation, but I didn't. I think it's a miscast or something I took, not sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I was quite sure I was winning and didn't really pay attention to my life total. So
I think I named Beast with the Cavern here, just to be extra sure.
yeah.
Taking the damage off of the Elf of Deep Shadow.
And there's the Bellower.
Yep. And I think I just did the same line, grabbing the Fierce Empath, which is going to find me a Primeval Titan.
Yeah, and because I didn't really pay attention to my life total, I didn't make the calculation in advance that 18 divided by 2 is 9, and 9 is equal to 9. So when I will tutor up my Doomsday and cast it next turn, I'm dead on board and will concede the game pretty much when I realize it. Oh, I even go down to 16, which just shows that I didn't actually pay attention.
Well, to be fair, you played that deck for the first time on the day, and Doomsday can be pretty difficult to pilot.
Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention. I know that Doomsday takes up half my life total.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get tunnel vision, so you don't really think about everything. And I was like, oh, I'm winning. Here's the Doomsday. Oh, then I grabbed the deck, was thinking about my pile, and then I was like, oh, wait, I go down to 8 and you have 9 power on board. And there I scoop up the cards.
Yep.
And we laugh a lot.
I felt a bit sorry for you, but on the other hand, it was just too funny.
Yeah. Well, it happens.
Yeah.
So there I go down to 6 cards, keep a hand with 2 blue cantrips, but no blue mana, but I think I've on the play enough time with 2 discard spells.
Yep. My starting hand is a bit slower than last time, I think, but a little bit more resilient with the 2 mana dogs and the ability to get like a Gaia's Cradle with the Sylvan Scrying. But there you go with your Thoughtseize, and I feel like I'm losing everything. If you're wondering, that Eldrazi is the playtest card for my Uro. So
there I choose the Sol Ring, which is an evil card.
Yep.
The green Sol Ring, at least.
So I play Windswood Heath, fetch it, and I will lead with the Noble Hierarch in my hand, I think. Grabbing a tropical island, just on the chance to have double blue for my opposition.
Alright, I forgot about your opposition. I was thinking why you would get double blue. Even though you have triple blue with the Hierarch and tropical and the island. Didn't you have an island?
I don't think I have an island.
Oh, I thought you had. So I cast Tim to Torak with the Scrubland and the Swamp.
Yep.
And we roll which cards get discarded. And I like rolling 5s.
Yep. So you made me discard my Uro and the Sylvan Scrying.
Uro's a bad hit, but at least I hit the Sylvan Scrying.
Well, at the
Oh, and also for Uro you need double blue.
Yep. Which I have at this point, but it's still better to have it in the graveyard and no other cards. Because at this point I have to exile 5 other cards and I just don't have them.
True. Also, you don't get to ramp anymore.
Yep.
And I will cast Sleight of Hand again. And there again is the Damnation. I think Sleight of Hand reads, look for Damnation.
But you put it on the bottom again, didn't you?
No,
Oh,
this time
okay,
I kept it because I was afraid to get blown out again.
So play a thespian stage.
And
Getting
you get
a clue token. Yeah.
And we were just talking about which cards I knew from your hand, and it was only the characters left which I knew about.
Yep. And here you take 4 of the tireless trigger, because the exalted trigger from Noble Hierarch.
And with the blue mana I can cast a Brainstorm, hoping to find something that finds me Doomsday so I can win again, or at least try to win. And I believe I put back a Cabal Ritual and something else. And then I'm thinking about whether I want to fetch and cast a Thought Erasure, or whether I want to draw one of the cards I put back. And I choose to fetch and cast Thought Erasure.
That made me kind of sad, because I had these Eladamri's Call in my hand.
And when you paused and thought about whether you wanted to respond, I was actually thinking about you having Eladamri's Coral, but then again, I would just choose the creature card if you get something.
Exactly.
But I think it's still a reasonable play, because it gets you further to Uro, because you need cards in the graveyard, and
yep.
Having another card there would help you quite a bit.
There's also the off chance that I draw some recursion, so it might be worth to have another creature in my graveyard.
And you choose not to cast it.
Yep.
And then I will surveil, put the land into the graveyard, because I don't need another land right now.
At end of turn, I crack the clue from my tireless tracker.
And I'm wishing I had a clue myself.
Oh, and I draw Nissa here. The bane of Standard over the last year, I think.
And I haven't actually seen the Nissa before, so it's the first time someone casts the Nissa against me. So I have to double check whether the creature it creates, or the land it animates, rather stays a creature on my turn for my Damnation, which I'm about to cast.
I think I could have been a little bit more greedy here and played the Nissa before combat, animate the land, and get even more damage in.
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't think it makes a lot of difference.
Probably
At least
not.
right now. I'm pretty low on life, so I have to basically Doomsday and win on the spot or handle all your threats. I mean, it's always better to get in more damage, but you're quite good positioned right now anyways.
Yeah, and it's so much better that it was a Nissa and not a creature that would have died to your damnation as well. So I animate the tropical island post-combat. And pass back to you.
And I just drew another land. I think it's Fetid Pools or something.
Yep.
And then I will cast my Damnation, buying me a little bit of time. Oh, and you will use the passive ability of Nissa to crack the clue.
Yep. Fueling my graveyard. So I untap.
I'm pretty happy with your mana base because you can't play the Caracas and get back Uro because you have two just white producing lands.
Yep. And there's another one. So I play an Arbor Elf, having a white mana floating, and animate the Savannah, and just attack it with it.
So why do you play Thespian Stage? Do you play Dark Depths, or is it just to copy Gear's Cradle or something?
Well, it depends. I play Thespian Stage, and it's pretty nice to grab both of them with Primeval Time, because then you just get the combo directly onto the battlefield.
True.
But sometimes it's just
So
worth it to fix your mana base. I think in a later game I just might use it to copy your blue source or something.
Okay. Yeah, I just drew a land of the Fetid Pools, which I cycled, and didn't draw anything but another land. So I just had a Cabal Therapy left and just wanted to get more information before dying.
So on to the second round. This is your starting hand.
I'm on Ruck Delva and playing against your artifact combo deck, so I really like the Cindervines in my starting hand.
Yeah. That Cindervines
basically
just
kept the hand just because of it.
Yeah. It's so brutal against this X build. And my starting hand also has not a lot to offer. Just mostly lands, and I hope that the Sensei's Divining Top would draw me into more stuff, or at least filter the next few turns.
No, and I'm pretty aggressive here. Oh, I'm not. I thought I was. Just casting an opt, looking for another land, I believe. Or a threat.
Yeah, because you were missing green in your opening hand.
Right.
And you really wanted to cast the Cindervines. So in my upkeep I just use Top's ability, rearranging the top 3 cards of my library. I play Flooded Strand, crack it. Probably going to grab a Tundra here. Oh,
which I think we were joking about the Tundra in the other matchup, I believe, because you were saying you wanted to add a Tundra to your deck, but you forgot, and
yeah. True.
later we were making jokes about getting Tundras, which I could have done quite a lot. Fetching out Tundras in the other deck.
So I settled with the Volcanic Island here, just passing a Chromatic Sphere. Setting up for future turns.
And I just drew a threat, my little fairy dragon.
That little
And
thing
going
is so
to
brutal.
town. It's quite a nice addition to the deck.
Yeah, it's such a good thread. Especially when you drew it early like this.
Yeah.
So,
And again, I'm hoping to draw a green source, which I'm quite confident I will do soon.
so I suspended a Lotus Bloom.
Whenever I see you suspending Lotus Bloom, my alarm bells are ringing. I'm thinking, oh, I got 3 turns left until you do something insane.
But all I'm thinking is, oh, I hope he doesn't draw a counterspell in the next 3 turns. Which is super unlikely against you.
Yeah, well, I could just draw soft permission, which is okay. I mean, my 4 spikes aren't really that good against you because you make such a lot of mana.
Yeah, that's true. But in this game I was really struggling to find some action, I would say. But I can always just change in this deck. They're just these nut draws that you have sometimes and everything changes within a turn.
And I'm just beating you with the fairy dragon. I believe I keep up a miscalculation or something like that.
Yeah, I just used the Divining Top again, which has been so useful in this game. So I let a Trinket Mage stay on top. Play another land. Cast the Trinket Mage.
And there's the aforementioned miscalculation, which nets me a trigger of the fairy dragon and counters your Trinket Mage, which I'm afraid would get something like Black Lotus.
Yep. So I only play Lotus Petal and pass it back to you.
And my clock increased, I will hit you for 2. And play a Grim Lavamancer, which is rotting in my hand.
Yeah, it's really rough that you're still at only 2 lands at this point.
Well, my land count is pretty low, but I play a lot of cantrips, and I usually don't need more than 2 lands, sometimes 3. But I have a mountain which is always bad because it neither produces green nor blue.
I transmute to Laria West, which you don't stifle.
Yeah, well, I wish I would have, or could have. I don't actually know if I had a stifle in hand.
I don't know either. I think I'm just going to grab Tolarian Academy here. Yep. But I already played a
Yeah,
land and
Well, the Tolarian Academy nets you more mana than the Black Lotus anyways, and stays in play.
Yep.
And I believe I just drew Wooded Foothills, which is the green source, and I'm quite happy about it, because now I can fetch out a Tropical Island and cast the Cinder Vines I have in hand since the beginning.
It's such a good card against my deck. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, it would have been better on turn 2, because you could just play all your artifacts before, but it will make your life quite hard. And there it is, a playtest Cinder Vines, because I actually don't have much new cards.
Well, but that's the good thing about this playtest card rule. You can just test whatever you like, even if you just don't have the card pool for it.
Yeah. And there I'm double checking again what it actually does, and I'm telling you that you're quite about to die.
Yeah, it's an you lose the game card.
At least one X deck which wants to replay all of its stuff all the time.
Yep. So there's the Faith Reward, which is such an incredible card in this deck. But I don't think I can make it work in this turn. Because of the Cinder Vines. So I go to my turn, cast the Lotus Bloom that was still suspended.
And take 1 damage from the Cinder Vines.
Yeah. But I drew a Sai, which is really good here, because finally I've got something that might be able to block your stupid fairy dragon.
Yeah, Sai is really tough to beat because it creates so many tokens, and also it's a 1/4, so I can't just bolt it.
Here I'm just sacking my Lotus Petal to the Chromatic Sphere, drawing a card, which is the Faith Reward I mentioned earlier. I should have tapped the Tolarian Academy before I sacked all those artifacts, but well, I'm not a good Magic player.
I wouldn't say that. Sometimes we do mistakes. That's okay.
It's true.
We learn from mistakes.
Exactly. So I am only netting 4 mana here of the Tolarian Academy. I will put the top on top of my library to draw another card.
And here I'm stopping you because I'm thinking about sacking the Cinder Vines, whether it's good to kill the top. But I choose not to. I'm thinking the Cinder Vines is pretty good in play, so I won't sack it.
So I take another damage and cast a Krag Clan Ironworks.
Which again is a card I'm quite afraid of when you cast it, because you can do so many shenanigans with these cards.
And I finally got a blocker. So I sack my Ichor Wellspring to draw the top back of my library. Playing Esper Flask, just to draw another card and get another side trigger.
While tanking 1 damage from the Cinder Vines.
Yes. Such a horrible card.
I quite like it.
Yeah, because you're playing fair decks. If you want to play an unfair deck.
I'm not only playing fair decks, also a lot of people say that blue Magic isn't fair anyway, so...
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of answers. So there I just sacked the Esper Flask to the Ironworks, generating 2 mana to play the Shadowblood deck.
Taking another damage from the Cinder Vines when casting the Faith Reward, and there you actually created a token which Sai doesn't for non-artifact spells, so we rewind.
Yep. And Faith Reward would bring back all artifacts I just sacked this turn.
And I believe I don't have any permission I can cast right now, so I let it resolve and look sad, but I think I have you, because I can shoot twice with the Grim Lavamancer and use the Cinder Vines to kill you. But then I realized you can fizzle the activation of Cinder Vines with the Karklan Ironworks, so actually you aren't dead quite yet.
But almost.
And it's really... yeah, but it's really hard for me to outgrind a Zai, so...
I just drew a Codex Shredder there, which would be amazing if your Cinder Vines weren't in play. It would allow me to just get back Faith Reward over and over, always sacking my artifacts, getting more value each time, drawing my whole deck. But it's just not happening because of your enchantment.
Yeah. I believe if you stop playing spells right now and just banked on the side, you could have beat me, because you could have easily attacked with some top toss. Well, next turn you could attack with some top toss and keep 1 back or 2 to block the Fairy Dragon.
I think I'm... But there's also the Clock of the Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah, but I have to put cards into my grave to use it, so... Right now I can only activate it once, and I have to put another card back into the grave. There we actually double check whether the 2 damage fizzle from the Cinder Vines when I sack it, if you sack the artifact I target. And now I will just attack into your tokens, because I want to force you to block.
Yep.
And can always protect my Fairy Dragon by casting something or sacking the Cinder Vines if I need to. But I'm just hoping that you can't play any more stuff that keeps me from killing you slowly with the Grim Lavamancer.
At this point I'm really hoping to find an Aetherflux Reservoir just to gain back a little bit of life, but that's pretty much my only out at this point.
Okay, so I attack, you block with a top door. Don't choose to block with 3 top doors.
So there's the Inventor's Fair, which is able to find the Aetherflux Reservoir I was just talking about.
Not keeping around the Inventor's Fair to gain incremental life.
No, it's just too slow.
I think it's interesting. I would have played it much more conservatively and just played the Inventor's Fair, attacked with 1 or 2 top doors, and the Sai pass back the turn and hoping to grind you out with a Sai.
But I'm at this point also scared that you just might draw a burn spell, because that would kill me.
So now you cast the Etherflux Reservoir, taking 1 damage. I cast a Mana Drain to counter it, which pretty much kills you right now.
Yep.
I can use the Grim Lava Mancer, and you can have only 1 life left to cast a single spell.
If I had 1 life more, it would be not okay, but okay, I would need 2 more life to cast the Codex Shredder and then the Reservoir again. But I just can't get out of this situation, I think.
Oh, so now you sack 2 Topters, which you didn't use to attack first to draw cards, but I think it's because you had mana floating, which you used to sack them.
Yep. To Sai's own ability.
Now you sack the Chalice Order, it's called, to get 2 mana and then crack the Dark Water Egg or Dark Blood Egg.
Yep.
Shadow Blood Egg is what it's called, right?
Yeah, it's a Shadow Blood Egg.
Yeah, drawing cards. You want to draw something that gets you back in the game.
Not happening.
And then you scoop up your cards.
Stupid Cinder Mines.
Let's see what next game happens. I keep a quite good hand, having Delver Secrets turn 1. Fast Clock is always good against an unfair combo deck.
Yeah. I mean, it's the namesake of your deck.
True.
Yeah. I keep this hand, which has not much going on except the Wargate, which might be able to find me a Black Lotus or the Tolarian Academy.
Oh, I actually don't have a Delver turn 1 because I have a land, only blue mana source, which comes into play tapped.
Oh.
Unless I lead off with a mountain, so I think I played this game quite aggressive and just shooting off bolts left and right, because I think I don't have any creatures I need to kill, and Sai takes at least 2 bolts, which happens to break my neck this game, I believe.
Maybe.
Because you have Sai in hand, and I could have kept the bolt and used the bolt alongside another burn spell to kill it.
So we shortcutted there a little bit. I just fetched out the Tundra and you already passed back to me.
For what reason did you fetch out the Tundra actually? And not something that comes into play tapped? Or do you even play any lands like Watery Grave or something?
No, I don't play any shocklands because I don't have that much interaction in general, and it's always bad for me to take more damage than I have to.
As I said, there I shoot off a bolt, which I could have kept for Sai or something. But I thought, like, what were the odds you had another Sai? And there's the Delver of Secret, which obviously will flip next turn. I'm quite confident.
Well, the odds are pretty high in your favor.
I think I've never had a Delver not flip the next turn.
So there's the Sai again.
There's the Sai, and there's Chain Lightning, which could have killed a Sai with a lightning bolt I threw at your face. Which feels bad, but now I'm thinking, what the heck? I don't play that many bold effects. The only others I really would kill Psi on itself, like Magmatic Sinkhole or what it's called.
So here I cast a Lotus Petal, just getting a blocker.
Which is quite annoying because I can't really attack through all of your Topters. And now you have a Topter Foundry, which again makes Topters. And I just cast Frostbite to get cards into my grave and try to slow you down a little bit so you can't create that many Topters.
Yep.
And of course you pay.
Yep.
Also, I don't think Frostbite will do anything in this game anymore because you already have at least 3 mana.
Yeah, chances are pretty slim that will do anything.
Yeah, cast Mental Note, Milling, Terramender and Polluted Delta, which I'd like to draw, but I don't, so I just pass back the turn.
Afraid of my little Thopters.
Do you play Sword of the Meek in your deck?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Both pieces are just so easy to find in a deck like this with all the artifact tutors that I have, and the value that each piece can create is just so good.
Yeah, but I was thinking, why didn't you just search for the sword and play it like a grindy mid-range deck with Side and Topter Foundry? I think you will search for Everflux Reservoir sometime soon instead of the sword.
Yeah, I think that's right. Sometimes I just lose focus a little bit and really want to do degenerate combo things.
I mean, I understand why. It feels good if you can do something that degenerate.
Yeah. Also, it's so rare that you win with this deck with combat damage. So it's not really feeling like an option.
Yeah, I didn't draw a land again and just pass back the turn. But I'm quite happy you don't use your Topters to attack.
Yeah. Your life total is quite secure at this point.
Yeah. But then again, most of the time you kill me without my life total mattering that much.
Yeah.
And there's the Tezzeret, which I memory lapse back on top of your deck. Which is only a small band-aid because you can just cast it next turn again, and I don't have any other permission, I believe. And there's a land.
Well, I mean, I took 2 of my Ancient Tomb at this point, and have to take another 2 from to cast Tezzeret again. So it's still
true,
kind of good if you drew another few burn spells, or.
That's true. And there I play an Oko, which is quite a good card, but I'm on a back foot already, so I don't think Oko will win this for me. And I will make your Zai into an Elk, because I can't really Elk the Topter Foundry, because you can always sack it and get it back with your Academy runes.
Yep. So, Zai is another Elk. But I think with elking my Sai, you really forced me to start attacking you. And I think that's what I will do from now on.
First you will search up Tolarian Academy, I believe.
Yep. Pretty sure. Just filtered the Academy
Which
with the Prophetic Prism to get the green.
Which you could have done last turn already, because you had the Wargate in hand, and you could have still cast the Tezzeret.
Yep.
But you chose not to. And I don't have any permission, so I can just watch you do cool stuff.
So here,
Then
still
you
a couple.
cast your Tezzeret.
Yep, still having a lot of mana
Yeah.
floating.
Yeah, now I would have kept the Tezzeret around and searched for a Sword of the Meek, which would have won you the game easily, but you, I believe, are choosing to go for the other Flux Reservoir.
I think so too.
Also, I believe you will cast the Wheel of Fortune now. Why didn't you first cast the what is it called? Overwhelming something?
Paradoxical outcome.
Paradoxical Outcome, yeah. That's the one.
Because at this point I can't really net any mana with it. I can't return token permanents to my hand.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you could also choose tokens.
Yep. I tried that once, but it didn't work out.
Oh, that's a pity.
Still a decent card.
True.
I think why I did not attack at this point was because I felt I could get my life a lot higher with the reservoir than I could with the sword that you might be able to destroy.
That's fair. I mean, you're in a quite good spot right now, and I can't really prevent you from gaining a lot of life and doing stupid shenanigans. So it's just whatever you do what you want to do, and I can just watch you. And there you see I discarded a Gush, which I sadly couldn't use because none of my lands were islands.
I mean, it still feels bad to give you 7 new cards, especially when you play against a burn deck. But the off chance of me hitting 3 spells here and getting a lot more life are just so high. Like this Mox Diamond just giving me 6 or 7 life here.
Also, even the worst cards I can draw you will still be in a good position. You can gain a lot of life. You will still have the top toss from Top Toss Foundry. You can even gain life while making top toss from Top Toss Foundry.
Yep.
And if you should get to 50 life, you can just kill me.
Yep.
Which is also real.
So here,
And I believe now we have the life totals wrong, but I'm not sure.
yeah, I think I forgot to gain the life of the Dark Water Egg. But I'm not sure if we tracked that on paper.
I'm not sure either. It's a long time ago, so
Yeah.
And again, we are time to string, which is fun. I mean, I like drawing cards.
Everybody does. It's like it's like a group hack deck.
Yeah. Does Time Twister have a point?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay. I don't think so either, but I'm not sure.
I think none of the wheels have any points yet.
Okay.
I mean, there are coming more and more cards that are punching wheels, like the new Hull Breacher.
True.
I mean, that card is such a powerhouse, but against some decks it's just useless if you just can't build around it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, I will definitely put the Hull Breacher into every blue deck I will play, because the worst thing it does is pitching to Force of Will or Force of Negation.
Even that.
And one of the best things it does is like being cast in response to Brainstorm, so the opponent has to put two cards back and doesn't draw any cards, and you gain 3 treasures.
Yep. That card will lead to a lot of blowouts, I think.
Yeah. Also the black one, the one that prevents tutoring.
Yeah, the opposition agent from the Commander Legends set is just brutal. Especially in a...
I mean, both of them make Doomsday quite bad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. At this point, I think I'm confident with my life total, and I just attack your Oko. You trade with my Elked Sai.
Yeah, I was hoping to keep around the Oko for one more turn to elk your Top Foundry, because you can sacrifice it in response right now. Or I believe I chose to elk the Ether Flux Reservoir, because that's the one thing that wins you the game right now.
Yeah.
But then again, you still have your Top Foundry and the Toptas, and they beat down quite good as well.
Especially combined with the 3/3 Elk.
Yeah, and I'm really in a bad spot. I can't really do anything. You have 30 life, which is really hard to handle for me. I don't have a threat on board. Oh, and I choose to get your Top Foundry. I believe it was because I was thinking that you not making any more Toptas right now buys me some time, and you don't have that much more turns where you can blow me out with the reservoir, I believe.
Yeah, yep, that might be it.
I mean, if you draw some draw 7s, then I'm dead anyways. Oh, and there's the Cinder Mines. I see. So I was thinking, even if you played a lot of your artifacts, I deal a little bit of damage to you, and I could even sacrifice it to kill your Ether Flux Reservoir.
Yep.
Which I believe I will do right now.
Probably. Yep. That card is so good.
Yeah, but then again, your Ancient Ruins is also very good.
True.
So in my head I resigned already, because I can't really do much. I don't have any real outs which win me the game on the spot. I could draw something like Price of Progress, but then again you only have 6 lands in play, and oh, and there I will stifle one activation of your Ancient Ruins, buying me a turn. I was hoping to use it on your other Flux Reservoirs activation, but I thought I wouldn't get to that point in time anymore.
Pay 50 life, do nothing, sounds pretty good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I would have let you to get to 50 life, and you would probably had more than 50 life by that time, and also could just cast 2 more spells or something to get back to 50 life again or something.
That's true. So now the beatdown begins.
Is this the game where the camera cuts off because the battery is low?
Probably.
I believe it is. So we won't actually see me dying.
No, but I think I'm storming off now, and then when I'm almost pretty close to killing you, it will end. So it's not that bad.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty much dead anyway, so we don't miss anything. And I'm not sure what you're searching for right now. Is it the Inventor's Fair or?
I think it's for Tolaria West, so I can grab another silver mana artifact. Or did I use that already? I think it was last game.
Didn't you play Sylvan Scrying?
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
there
okay, fine.
there's the Inventor's Fair.
Okay. Yeah, but sometimes you just use the Sylvan Scrying because it tutors to the hand. And then you can pitch Tolaria West for whatever 0 mana card in your deck you need.
Okay.
I thought I might grab an Walking Ballista here. To speed up your dying a little bit, but seems like I did. Getting a whole bunch of mana. Tolarian Academy is such a fair card.
Yeah, very fair. But I mean, you have to play a lot of artifacts, and Collector Oof is really good against you, and Neurot.
That's true.
Maybe I should put the Oof into my deck as well. I was thinking about it, but I don't have any way to tutor up a creature card, so it's not that good.
I mean, I think it depends on your meta. If you have a lot of artifact decks running around, it's worth a spot, even if sometimes it's just a 2/2, or is it a 3/2?
True.
But yeah.
Oh, and you're getting your beautiful Candelabra of Thanos.
Yep.
Which I'm quite envious about.
So untap 2 lands, which is the Ancient Tomb, and of course my beautiful Academy. Oh, okay.
And
I
I'm
already
just
had
watching.
the Tolaria West in hand.
Ah, okay, I see. Now you discarded to get a Walking Ballista, I believe, and
And then I think I have.
Then I'm pretty much dead.
I think I have almost exactly lethal on you.
I mean, you have 6, 10, 13 artifacts, 14 artifacts left, so 16, that's 8 counters. So you don't have me, or 9 counters with the Ancient Tomb. So I'm not dead, but I'm pretty dead.
Yeah. And that's
I
where
believe
the
that's where
camera cuts off. Because we run out of space and you just... Yeah, you're dead. Alright, so game number 3.
Yeah, game 3 I have Strip Mine and Crop Rotation for Wasteland, which I pretty like against your Tolerant Academy. I have a turn 1 Delver and a Spell Snare to counter something.
Yeah, and I had to mulligan pretty hard here. Kept a hand with only 5 cards. I mean, the Zuran Orb is kinda nice here, but everything else is just bad. I can't even cast the Sylvan Scrying.
Zuran Orb is pretty ugly against Price of Progress, which is like my best way to finish off decks that play a lot of non-basics. And I'll lead off with Black Loto, Polluted Elder, playing the Delver of Secrets.
Yeah.
Hoping to flip it next turn again. And I'm probably looking for Volcanic Island, there it is. And pass and turn to you.
So I draw and I'm really hoping for some action there, but I already feel so behind with turn 1 Delver against this garbage hand.
Yeah. My hand was pretty good and you had to mulligan twice, so that's pretty unlucky and really hard to beat. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I have the Spellbomb, which will gain me a little bit of life.
Oh,
Feels
and
good.
there the Delver flips with the Price of Progress I was talking about.
I might hate you a little bit at this moment in time, but...
But then again, you have Zuran Orb, which protects you from Price of Progress.
Yeah, but
if you want to.
Yeah.
And I will use my Strip Mine to kill your Tundra. Hoping you don't have many lands, because you had to mulligan to 5.
Yeah. But of course I sack the Tundra to my Zuran Orb at this point.
Of course. But then again, sacking a land to kill your land and netting you 2 life is okay for me with my Delver of Secrets in play.
Absolutely.
And then I pass back to you, probably keeping up the Spell Snare I had on hand.
And since I don't have white mana, I just didn't see any need to keep the Spell Bomb around, so I just sacked it to draw a card at the end of your turn.
Also, you want to find business, not just gain 5 life.
Yeah.
But then again, if you draw something like Tolarian Academy, you're pretty much set up with 2 artifact lands in play.
Yeah. But even then, I know that you have the Price of Progress in hand.
Yeah, true. My Insector Aberration is beating down, as it should. I'm casting Brainstorm, and I believe I will use... Or will I? Yeah, I will put back 2 cards, use the fetch land to shuffle away something I don't need.
And this time you even have access to all of your colors.
Yeah, true. And they are islands, so I could use a Gush. If I had one.
Perfect setup.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much the perfect start for a Delver deck, right?
Yeah, that's the games you want to play. Turn 1 Delver, countering something turn 2, and just beating down, keeping the opponent off balance.
Yep. I just can't have anything nice in this match.
Well. Oh, and there's the gush I was just referring to.
Yeah.
With a land drop left, I can now... I have 1 green floating, play the Volcanic Island for red, and there is again Cindervines, my favorite card right now.
My least favorite card right now.
So, right now it's really hard for you to win.
Yeah.
I still have the Price of Progress in the hand, I have the crop rotation, which can get me Wasteland, and I have the Delver online, and you only have 2 lands and a 0 knob.
So I'm cracking the Polluted Delta here. Not sure if that's correct or if I should just have waited. But on the other hand, I'm just doing nothing anyway.
I mean, it depends what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
I would advise you to get a basic, but I believe you don't play any.
I play exactly 1 island. Nothing. No, I'm not grabbing that one. Because I'm greedy. Or I needed green.
Oh, and there's the Sylvan Scrying.
Yeah.
Which needs green, as you said.
Yeah.
And I guess you're getting to learn Academy again.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's pretty much the only thing that could get me back into this game.
Yeah. Also, you should rename your deck to learnacademy.deck.
Maybe I should, yeah.
No, I like your name, Scrambled Tofu.
Yeah, I just love all the Tolarian Academy and 0 mana artifacts. It's just...
Oh, I didn't even realize. Is it Tolarian Academy 0 artifacts or something, like an acronym?
Yeah, it is. And the F is for Faith
Nice.
Reward, and the U is for Urza.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah. Well, I put a lot of thoughts in this deck, so should be represented in the name as well.
I mean, it is your pet deck, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, for the next tournament, I might not bring it. I'm working on something else. Of course, involving Academy, but still something else.
Oh, don't you dare playing regular Tesserator. That's what I wanted to do.
No. Go for it.
There's a Walking Ballista for X equals 2, I believe, which I just remount because I can. Don't really care. I have so many things I can do, and you
I mean, if the Ballista had landed, I would have killed your Delver and might be able to stabilize again.
That's true, but I mean, I think even if my Delver's dead, I'm still in a pretty good spot.
Definitely. But then I might be able to slowly climb my way back into this.
True. And now I will play my crop rotation, I believe, to kill your Tolarian Academy, because I don't like you having that one.
Like I said, I just can't have anything nice.
No. Oh, there's an Abrade
Oh,
targeting your 0 orb, so you don't get much life.
yeah, and I knew about the Price of Progress in your hand. So I had to decide
Which
how
I-
many lands I might sacrifice here to gain at least a little bit of life. This was so tough.
Which is actually funny because I believe I put back the price of progress with the brainstorm
Yep.
after you saw it with the Delver, because I knew you would be aware of the price of progress and you had already the Zuran Orb and I didn't have an answer for the Zuran Orb. At that time at least.
Yeah, I think so. And there you're just getting your wasteland with the crop rotation and completely wrecking me. Yep. There it
Yeah,
goes.
so you're at 8 life, have 1 land in play and an expedition map, and I have a Delver and a Cindervines. So I feel pretty confident that I will win this. And finally, you're out of lands.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of lucky that I kept a land heavy hand.
True.
Even going down to 5, I think it was okay. But you just drew gas and completely destroyed me here.
I mean, that's the thing in this deck. I believe the best card I have in the deck is Gush, and I would also argue that it's better than Ancestor Recall because it doesn't have any points, and it can also return a Mystic Sanctuary,
Yep.
which is really good. Then you just play the Walking Ballista for 1, which doesn't really do much, but I can still get more information in response by opting. And I believe I will just counter it because I'm flushed with counter spells.
Yep.
You know, there's the delay, which is quite nice against Walking Ballista because it doesn't get any counters if it comes back.
And I just scoop it up. Yep.
Yeah, and I just showed you I already had these.
GG.
Yeah.
So it's Delver against the Cradlehoofosition deck in the finals. And the Scrambled Tofu.
Against Doomsday,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's your starting
There
hand
you
with
see my-
Doomsday.
Yeah, with 2 discard I put on the bottom an Edge of Autumn and have 2 discard spells, a Predict.
So I feel pretty confident with this hand. Sahili Sublime Artificer is such a nice include from the last year. Such a powerhouse, getting all those additional servo tokens.
And also copying a good artifact.
It's a second Lotus, Black Lotus turns out
Yeah.
to be kinda good.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
And there I will make a mistake with the Inquisition because I forgot that Collective Brutality only takes instant and sorceries. So I should have taken the Zahili and left you with a Sylvan Scrying, which I could discard with the Collective Brutality next turn, because you had to draw a green source to cast it. But I forgot and took the Sylvan Scrying, which was a bad mistake.
Well, as we have learned in this video already, we all make those. And we
Yeah.
make quite a lot.
Well, I like making those mistakes because I won't do them again anytime.
Yeah.
And there you choose not to wasteland, which I'm quite happy about because, I mean, I had 3 lands, I believe, but still keeping me off black mana is really awkward because I need 3 black mana to cast my Doomsdays.
Yeah, it's true. But especially this land is not always going to net you your black mana.
True. And I believe I drew another land, and now I realized that casting Collective Brutality here is not that good, because I know 2 of your cards are not instant and sorceries, and you don't really play that many instant and sorceries.
So you pass back to me. And I just play another artifact that draws me a card.
Drawing cards.
Yep.
It's the best thing.
Yep. Really hoping for a land here.
There you have to play your Tolera West, which actually is a land, but you mostly never use it as a land, right?
No, it feels so bad to play tapped here.
And I will cycle end of turn the Seed Wraith, hoping to draw something. Because at the moment I neither have Doomsday nor anything that gets me to casting Doomsday or preventing you from doing something. And now I'm just thinking, maybe you've drawn an instant or sorcery I can take with the Collective Brutality. But as you can see, you don't.
Yeah, I'm just making sure that you can only get instant or sorcery cards.
Yeah. And that feels pretty bad, but well, I won't make this mistake again.
Yeah, there I drew Mox Diamond, which feels pretty bad without any lands.
Now you make a little mistake. With the Lotus Petal in hand, you choose not to play it because you want the extra servo, and I have the days
Yep.
to counter your Zahili.
Always play around days.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's only the 1 days in the Doomsday list, and I don't play any cards like Force Spike. Against a Delver deck, you would have played the Lotus Petal before playing the Zahili.
I'm not sure. I hope I would.
Well,
but
you should have.
I mean, the value you get of the extra token is so nice.
Is it? I mean, you have so many non-creature spells which net you tokens, and I don't think that the one servo is better than
But
better than having Zahili. I mean,
but at this point,
it's like
I could have turned the token into another Lotus Petal and cast the Thopter Foundry in my hand as well.
True, but you could have gotten another token from something else,
Yeah.
and you would have had your Zahili now, which you don't.
Yeah, it's true.
So the worst case is worse.
Yep.
In this situation, or there's more cards that punish you if you play it this way. And there I want to cycle my predict, targeting you because I don't know anything about any of our decks. And I don't want to accidentally mill my Doomsday because then I will lose. And you choose to wasteland me in response.
Yeah, I kind of realized that I really have to keep you off black mana.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking what to name. I think I named Black Lotus, but there was a Terrarian on top.
No one expects that.
Cavern of Souls, again naming wizards for my Thassa's Oracle, which I don't really need against you because you don't play any counter spells, I believe.
Maybe I should just bring a really counter-heavy deck next time.
Do it.
Just mono blue, Seinfeld, doing nothing but countering your stuff.
I was thinking about doing Food Chain and Alluran combo deck, which has like both combos.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. But then I was building the deck and thought like, man, that's a lot of creatures and very few non-creature spells, so I'm not sure I will play it. I prefer those non-creature spells.
Yeah. I know, especially those counters.
Well, actually, my favorite card is Cabal Therapy. I think it's the card I've had most fun with in my entire time of playing Magic. It's so decision heavy. Unless you play it with Gataxian Probe, then it's quite boring, but...
Yeah. But blind naming Cable Therapy is just amazing.
Yeah, also it feels really good if you hit.
Yep.
You feel like really smart when you like know the meta and think, okay, what would be the best thing to hit, and then you hit, and it just feels amazing.
There you just countered my Oko. Just about the
Yeah,
game.
because Oko is stupid. We don't like Oko.
I like him. I mean, look at
Yeah,
him.
you do.
I mean, such a
he looks
good-looking,
nice.
sexy elf.
That's true. I agree. But he's evil. He's like a succubus sucking you in. Also very, very strong, so you can't really not play him if you're in his colors.
Yep.
So I just cast a cantrip on my turn, passing back to you. You play unfair cards like Monolith.
It's super
Which
fair.
I-
I'm doing nothing. I have 2 lands.
Well, but I'm doing nothing as well, so
Fair enough.
I wish I had a Grim Monolith myself. One that makes black mana, like Black Lotus.
It's called Golden Gilded Lotus and cost 5 mana.
Yeah. And I will remand your Grim Monolith.
So,
I don't actually know why. I believe I just want to draw another card, and I'm not afraid of needing the remand to counter any permission you would play, because you don't play much permission.
also, I mean, I'm still stuck on 2 lands, so the tempo hit here is pretty nice. You don't know, you
Yeah,
almost know no cards in my hand. And there are a lot of quite powerful 3-drops that I could have access to with...
yeah, or 5-drops next turn.
Exactly.
With the Grim Monolith you could like drop something like a Tezzeret, which is really bad for me.
Or Golos.
Or Golos. Maybe we will see Golos sometime soon.
Maybe. I can't really remember. It has been such a long time since we
I think-
did those matches.
I remember losing to a Golos in one game. I'm not sure which one it was. Maybe it was this one.
We will see.
Yeah, there's the Grim Monolith. I'm still looking for something to do. Oh, and there's the Black Lotus. What will it be? 3 mana, 6 mana.
It's
And
Golos.
It's Golos. Okay, so maybe this is a game I lose, maybe not. I'm not sure.
Me neither. But Golos is such a nice card here. I mean,
Actually,
the monolith just doing nothing from now on, but finding another land is just so important here.
yeah. Especially when the land is still in Academy.
Exactly.
I mean, Golos is pretty sick. I had to read it because I didn't know what it does, and I still can't believe how good it is.
I think the card is really underrated in X deck because it seems really sketchy in this point, but it's not that hard to get all the colors for his activation as well, and sometimes you just get super lucky.
Yeah. Also with the Haymaker spells you play, it's really good to
And you
hit something.
also have top deck manipulation, like like top.
Oh, and there, Force of Negation your Nihil Spellbomb, because I'm afraid you will exile some cards I might need for my Doomsday pile.
Yep.
Like Street Wraith or Predict, which I sometimes need in my Doomsday piles. And then I will cast Mystical Tutor, getting Gush, one of my favorite cards.
It's in almost all your decks. Maybe all of
True.
them.
And it would be more if it was illegal in Pauper. I'm really sad when they. I was really sad when they banned it.
Good old times. Gush into days.
Yeah.
Days
And
into
now I
Gush.
will
whatever.
cast Dark Petition. Dark Petition is nice.
Yep.
Yeah, and now I get Doomsday, and with the Gush in hand, I could actually win, but I made a mistake and stacked the deck wrong, which caused me to not win this turn, which was really sad.
Yeah, I think it
So
buys me not the
basically the idea was putting Cyclers into the pile and Lotus Petal and Thassa's Oracle, so I could cast the Gush, play a land for the turn, play the Petal, cast Thassa's Oracle. With the 2 Devotion I would have won. But then I stacked it wrong, so I didn't draw Lotus Petal. I put the pile upside down, I believe, which was really stupid of me.
Well, still, it's the first day you played with this deck without any playtesting.
Yeah, but it's not the first time I played Doomsday, which
It's true.
I mean,
but,
I should have done it better.
but I think it's also the first time that you had access to Thassa's Oracle.
That's true. That's true.
So I mean,
When I played Doomsday and Legacy, I still had to kill people with Tendrils of Agony.
Yeah.
Which is quite harder. Thassa's Oracle makes it so easy.
Yeah, it really does. If you stack the deck correctly.
Yeah. But I believe that day I wasn't playing my best, so to the best of my abilities. There I tried to win, casting the Gush, drawing the cards, and then I realized that I made a mistake. So I hoped that I would get out of it, but even the Gitaxian Probe wouldn't help me. So the last cards are I believe is another Cycler and the Lotus Petal.
Well,
Sorry.
lucky for me.
Yeah, I can now only play a land, pass, and hope that you miss with your Golos, so I can win next turn.
Also not irrelevant. Garlos has 3 power. So it's
True.
kind of a lot compared to your life total.
Yeah, but 3 is not 6, so
That's true.
I'm confident if you don't hit good with Golos, I will be able to win.
I think at this point I really had to hit a wheel effect.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing in hand and a wheel would kill you. So
Yeah, any wheel effect would kill me right now.
So I set Collider Stone, and with Tolarian Academy I had enough mana to activate Golos.
And there's a Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Which is very fortunate for you. So
yeah.
I have to draw 7 cards, which I can't. So I lose.
I mean, do you?
Oh,
I think you had
the force in hand. Yeah, but I believe I'm still dead because you can activate Golos a second time, I think, with your candelabra.
I think so too.
So now you untap the Tolarian Academy and the Great Furnace, I believe. Or you use the Tolarian Academy to untap the Tolaria West to untap the Tolarian Academy. Keep the Great Furnace untapped, so you have with the, what is it called, guild something, new Terrarion,
the
guild ball.
Alchemist's Spiral, is it? I think. No, guild.
That
yeah,
one,
it's the Guild Globe.
Guild Globe, yeah, that's the one I was talking about. So now you sack it to make something like black and green or black and white, and you can use Golos again.
So we're just double checking that I have enough mana here.
Yeah. And now you can... What can you do actually? You can cast the Wargate, get Black Lotus.
Yeah. I have to choose x equals 0.
Yeah.
But I think I knew what I did from here on. It's pretty tough. Because I know I have outs at this point. I mean, you're only 2 damage away from dying to Golos. And so I play Renin 6. I cast the Wargate x equals 0.
Oh, right, you can get Walking Ballista, right?
Yes, I think that's what I did. I can't get Walking Ballista with Wargate.
No, but... Yeah, but you can get Inventor Sphere or something. Oh no, right, you can get Wasteland, kill your own Tolaria West.
I think
get
I
back
sacked the Academy to...
Oh right, you had
Zero
Zero Orb already. You can just sack the Tolaria West, get it back with the Renin 6. So you just need something that produces mana.
Yep. I think that was the line.
Oh, right, Minamo.
Yeah.
So you can, with the mana you have floating, untap the Tolarian Academy.
Yeah. I will sack the
And now you have...
Tolaria West to the Ziron Orb. Get it
back with Renin 6.
Exactly. That card
That's
is
nice.
absurd in this deck.
That's a really nice line.
Yeah.
Now you
But it was really close.
get Walking Ballista, attack me with Golos and kill me.
Yeah. That felt pretty nice at the end. But to be fair, I mean, this match was basically just won by you if you hadn't misarranged your pile.
Yeah, well, it's like play to your outs, right?
Yep.
Play to the out of your opponent sucking. And again, you're searching for cards, which takes a lot of time in a singleton format.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still thinking about going off?
I think I
With the
haven't
Lancer
figured
Diamond?
out the line at this point.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, there's a Walking Ballista. Having enough to shoot you for
What card is the one you used for your playtest card?
It's an Ornithopter, or do you mean the Walking Ballista?
Yeah, the Walking Ballista.
It's Hangerback Walker promo card from Ikoria, which is like a space.
That's a nice artwork.
Yeah. All right. Game number 2.
Okay. We are back with the third game, or was it the second? Second game, okay. My starting...
No, it's the second.
Yeah, my starting hand is okay.
You go first, because I won the last
and
one.
A tutor.
Yep. I have a tutor as well to complete or complement my Sword of the Meek, so I feel pretty good with this opening hand.
And the scrying,
especially having the disruption with the Wasteland. Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking about
pretty
taking
nice
Mulligan, but I thought with the Jeweled Amulet and the tutor I could get out a fast win.
Oh, and I drew this second Sunrise, which is basically a second Faith reward in my deck.
Yeah.
So pass back to you.
And then I
End of
will
turn,
charge the Jeweled Amulet
with your
black
Bloodstained
mana,
Mine.
so I can get out a fast Doomsday.
Yeah, with your super cool
Yeah, I was looking
to
for
represent the
some
color.
of them colored dice, but the problem is that most of them have different colors, so you don't have the match colors. So I had to make with them myself with just colored stickers and a blank die. There I will play another land which rams me and pass the turn back, I believe.
Yep, I think so. We're just talking about your die, I think. So untap, draw. It's
which you
the
don't
only
need
basic
against my
land in my
Doomsday
deck.
deck because I don't play any wastelands.
So
Which
I'll
is-
play my wasteland. And I don't know why I decide to kill
At
your
the moment
blue
I don't
source
have a second blue source.
instead of your.
think I would have chosen the same. If you wanted to wasteland the Ibn Stronghold, I might have waited until my upkeep or something. Well, maybe not. And I will cast Mystical Tutor on response and cast Days on my Mystical Tutors to save my Underground Sea and pay with the Jeweled Amulet, so I can... Yeah, I really needed that Underground
such a
Sea,
sick
and
line.
I'm fine with discarding a Days for it. And then I will put the Doomsday on top, so you know what's happening soon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was such a cool turn. And I haven't much else to do with my deck, so
Yeah,
I think I just
I lost
pass
the
it
counter
back to
on the
you.
Jeweled Amulet, but I still have the Even Stronghold with the Underground Sea, which makes 3 black. So I believe I will just cast Doomsday and pass the turn. Oh no,
convenient.
I opt to wait another turn.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, maybe I have some other cards in hand. And you play a Sensei's Divining Top, which I don't like, so I play Mana Leak.
As always, having the card already.
Yeah, I think I played that a little bit more like the control player than the combo player, but Doomsday is like a funny combo deck which you can always play like a control deck, and then just win with the Doomsday on the spot.
Yeah.
Unlike other combo decks, you don't really need many cards to win. I believe I didn't want to cast Doomsday and pass because I was afraid you would do something very bad to me while I was tapped out, and I don't think I had Force of Will in hand.
I think it's always a tough decision with Doomsday. Do you want to build a pile that wins on the spot?
True.
Or do you give your opponent...
Well, especially with
enough time to
Thassa's
respond?
Oracle, Doomsday, for me, it really changed, because most of the time now you make piles and are more comfortable to pass the turn than before. Because with Laboratory Maniac, it was really susceptible to being killed in response to your last cantrip, which doesn't happen with Thassa's Oracle that much.
Yep.
And there I cast Limduel's Vault, and end of turn I think we shortcut you searched Tolarian Academy with your Sylvan Scrying, and I'm just trying to find the perfect top 5 while not killing myself, which is actually...
Yep.
Which can happen with Limduel's Vault. I mean, you don't kill yourself, but at some point you put yourself in such a bad situation that you have a bad top 5 and stop at a low life total.
Well, you... Yeah.
True.
You can get really close to killing yourself with it.
And I believe I have Demonic Consultation in there and other cards. I can't really see. Maybe next time I should reveal them more to the camera.
I will look away next time.
Yeah. I
Oh,
believe
and
I'm
the
thinking that
Thoughtseize.
long because I want to keep the 5, so I just put them back. Actually, I should have shuffled the rest of the deck, but because we... Yeah, the rest of the deck was randomized, so we chose not to shuffle it again.
So
And then I charged my... Yeah, I charged my amulet
because
with a
it takes
colorless
so much
mana.
time.
And then I played a land and passed back to you.
So there's
With
the academy.
Yeah,
Only adding 2 mana.
but that's about to change, I believe.
Sad times.
How many artifacts do you
Hopefully.
run? Like 60? 50?
Oof.
Yeah.
At least 40.
End of turn
or
I charge
50,
it
I
with the
think.
black, so both counters can make black mana now, because Druid Amulet only checks the last mana spent. And I'm still not happy, or am I? No, I'm looking if the coast is clear, casting a Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
And what are you doing?
But I add,
Nice.
I'm going to cast a Weir of Invention. Because that's basically the only
Improvising
card in
with
my
the
hand
2
that's
artifacts.
good. Yeah. And I think this time I will go for the Thopter Foundry.
Yeah.
Because I already had the sword.
which is quite a fast clock as well with the Terrarium Academy, because you can pump out a lot of tokens. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I see the Scrap Trawler, Second Sunrise, and yeah, Paradoxical Outcome.
Paradoxical outcome.
I don't really know what to take. They are all really bad for me. I think I will take the Paradoxical Outcome because Second Sunrise at the moment doesn't do much and Scrap Trawler is slower, but I'm not sure. Also, I'm not sure I know that you can't take tokens.
Yeah,
Yeah, I took the Paradoxical
I think that
Outcome.
might be the case.
I have to remember that you can't return tokens. That changes it quite a lot. Yeah.
I will
So
I will
make
remind you
token.
next time.
I'm still not going for it. I don't know why.
I think at this point we forgot
Maybe.
to
Yeah.
change your life total
Yeah. Right. You're right. I should have been
because
at
the
15.
Thoughtseize deals 2 to you.
Oh no! Wait. I only fetch, right? I
Maybe
fetched
I'm
and
not 100% sure.
cast Thoughtseize. Or did I? No. Yeah. The Liminal Sword
right, you're
didn't.
right.
I didn't pay life for it. And there again is Sai Masa Thopterist, which
Yeah, it's true.
I
Oh,
actually
was
quite
my
like,
bad.
but not when my opponent has one. Hmm. Also,
And
very
there's my
nice
Scrappy
card.
D.
Yeah.
Such a good value engine.
Now you only need a Lotus Petal to make a lot of mana, right? You get
Well, it
yeah, but
that
you
doesn't-
can use the
it
Lotus
only
Petal to
takes
sack the Sword of
cards
the
with a
Meek,
lower
and
converted
with
mana
that
cost.
has CMC2, so you get back the Lotus Petal, and the token triggers the sword, so
Yeah.
it would make you infinite tokens and infinite life with the Lotus Petal.
Yes, it's true.
So now I'm pretty much have to do something, so I go for it. And I believe I should have a pile that wins me the game right on the spot. Unless I fizzle again
I think you do.
because I'm bad. But losing to myself feels... Well, actually it feels worse than losing to your opponent.
I think so too. At least I am far more upset if I mess up.
Well,
I know that
I'm
I can blame
not
myself.
that upset most of the time because, as I said earlier, you learn from it and you don't make the same mistake a second time if it's a really bad one.
Yeah,
True.
yeah, but I think it depends on what the setting is. I mean, here playing against you, even if I screw up completely, it's all right. But if I play at a GP, I remember one Magic Fest I played in a sealed event, and I could have won, but I messed
Okay,
up so bad.
Yeah, but
the last
then again,
possible
at a
turn.
GP I'm in a
So-
different headspace and I make far fewer mistakes because I'm more
Yep.
concentrated, and that day I didn't really pay attention sometimes. So. Yeah, I made a blue mana which I can use to cast
enough.
Thassa's Oracle with the Cavern. Then I sacked it to Edge of Autumn, cast Gush, and there's the Thassa's Oracle with 2 cards left in the library, which wins me the game. Totally.
Totally fair and balanced card. Alright, so we will have a game
Yeah.
3 in the losers
Let's
bracket.
see who's the loser of the tournament. Oh yeah, I had to check what Agonizing Remorse was. I didn't.
So
I just put it in at the last moment. I've never seen the card like 2 days before the tournament. Yeah, I had to mulligan once.
Yeah. And you had to mulligan once. I kept 7, having Sword of the Meek, possibly on turn 1 due to Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, but only
Feels
sort of the Meek
pretty good
alone
as a
doesn't
setup.
do much as well, does it? But then again, you have a Time
it's
Twister. Or what is called Time Spiral, I mean.
Yeah.
And I want to see
it's
what you got.
Time Spiral, yeah.
One of the most boring
All the
cards
good
I know
things.
in Magic. Oh, and you see the very good Damnation in my hand, which doesn't actually do much against your deck, and I play Creeping Tar Pit, my alternative win condition, the only other one, and pass the turn. Well, not really the only one, because Street Wraith Hardcast is also an alternative win condition, especially against decks with swamps in them.
Decent win con. Yep.
And there's the Trinket Mage, which will get you Black Lotus. It's always Black Lotus.
Yeah, it's a Black Lotus. It has so much potential with Scrap Trawler.
Yeah,
Just getting back Black Lotus gives you so
that's
many
true.
beautiful artifact loops.
Also, Trinket Mage is in your deck and actually reads get Black Lotus.
Yeah. So I cracked Black Lotus to cast the Scrap
Which
Trawler.
is actually quite a huge clock.
And
5
perspective.
power on turn 3 or turn 2? Turn 2 it was, right? Yeah. And I will play Agonizing
Turn 2.
Remorse, choosing to use the other mode of exiling a card from your graveyard, which is Black Lotus. Which feels pretty good.
That felt so
But then
bad.
again, you have 5 power on the board, which hit me quite hard, and I'm nowhere near winning right now. Maybe the Damnation isn't as bad as I thought.
So this time it's artifact beatdown time. Putting you down to 12 life on turn 3
Yeah.
feels pretty
Maybe
good, to be
one
honest.
could play an artifact Stompy deck, which would be also pretty fun.
Yeah, I would like that. So here I sack Chromatic Sphere,
Same difference. Yeah,
almost just to draw a card. And when
I'm so happy I could
play
exile
the
your Black Lotus.
Guild Globe. Yeah, it would have been so nice to get it back.
And
With
you're still
Scrap
going.
Yep, sacking the Guild Globe, getting back the star. So I'm able to play 2 more artifacts and pass back to you.
And I'm just playing another land and probably passing back the turn because I don't have much to do. Yeah, it's a River of Tears.
is quite fitting in this situation, I think.
I hope I have another land in hand so I can cast the Damnation by myself another turn. Being down to 7 is quite awful.
Yeah.
But as long as I've at least one life left, more than one life left, I'm still fine casting Doomsday.
Yep.
Oh no, there's a good planeswalker.
I really love that
There's
design
a
of
spell
Planeswalker.
pierce.
It's
The blue magic you like so much.
Good.
And there's a land drop again. Not playing around the permission.
Feels so bad.
I hope so.
One day I will learn.
And then there's no permission on the other side and you will feel like a douche.
Probably, yep.
But again, against Doomsday I wouldn't have played around permission either, because Doomsday actually doesn't play that much soft permission. Most of the soft permission is to win counter wars against other blue decks.
Yeah, but still, there's always the odd chance against you that you have
against
counter.
me you should.
I should know better by now. So you crack your Bloodstained Mire.
Yeah, I want to cast the Doomsday right now, so I don't die to your 5 power. Possibly 6.
Oh, you mean the damnation in your hand?
Yeah. What did I say?
Doomsday.
Oh, right.
And I was confused.
No, I meant damnation.
Yep. So there goes my board. And I'm not sure what to get with the last Scrap Crawler trigger. But I get the Guild Globe.
And I will pass back the turn, setting up to live another day.
I wish I played around your counterspell now and still had Saheli.
Yeah, I believe you would. So 2 times spiral, not 2 times spiral, right?
Yeah, pretty much at this point. So I crack my Wooded Foothills.
Oh, getting a plateau. Why you're not getting tropical?
I think I want to have the chance to cast the artifact recursion spell. Second Sunrise.
Oh, right.
That's in my hand.
I see. So you're not actually casting Time Spiral, you're casting... You're cracking your Buried Ruin to get back the Scrap Trawler. Yep. Nice.
Yep.
Which is a 3 power beta, especially with the sword you can also equip it, which is another mode you can do actually.
Yeah. One of the modes that's usually unused.
But then you will just play the Second Sunrise, getting back your star, your fetch land, and the Buried Ruin.
Yep.
Which is also nice, ramping yourself.
It's okay at this point, but
and
yep.
I'm using my Edge of Autumn to cycle and getting back the Underground Sea because it also works for me.
It's a fair and balanced card. It's symmetrical.
Right. as we know, all symmetric effects are actually really symmetrical. Like Price of Progress.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
make damage to myself.
Or smallpox.
Yeah, or smallpox. Or Nylrod and Collector Hoof, right?
Exactly. Especially the stupid oof.
Yeah.
So now I'm grabbing a Volcanic and just playing out the Guild Globe again.
Yeah, just setting up, and I can see I have an opt in hand. I have, what is the other card? Is it Limdul's Vault?
No, you cast your Limdul's Vault already,
Right.
I think.
No.
Oh no, you
Last
didn't.
game,
You
right?
didn't. Yep.
Yeah, I have opt Limdul's Vault, and the third card I can't make out right now. Casting the opt end of turn.
Deep in the tank to figure out if that's what you need.
Yeah. So, what are the outs? I mean, Doomsday and Gush would do it, right? Oh no, I don't have 2 islands.
Yep.
Oh, Tainted Pact. So, I guess I hoped to draw Thassa's Oracle and just win on the spot with Tainted Pact and Thassa's Oracle.
That might be the line. But you would have to get Thassa's Oracle first, don't you?
Yeah, right. If I had drawn,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that was the reason I hit on my deck. I hoped to draw the Thassa's Oracle off the top. And now I can only play a land, pass back. Attacking for 3 doesn't really accomplish much.
And you also hold back a potential blocker if I have anything.
Yeah, plus I want to charge my Dreadship Reef and possibly cast a Tainted Pact end of turn so I can win next turn. And there comes Oko,
Stupid sexy Oko.
which is 3 powers of attack, which I don't like right now. And I'm thinking about casting Tainted Pact in response, so I could find an answer for your Oko. But on the other hand, I don't want to throw away the possible win condition.
It's really tough here
Yeah,
because I'm so well set up, but you're also so close to winning.
yeah.
So Oko resolves.
Yeah, so you crack the star.
Just to draw another card. Play my Scrap Trawler.
So why didn't you play the Scrap Trawler first and then sack the star, get back? Oh, you couldn't actually get
I
back
could-
anything, right?
I couldn't.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So
I
you're
did-
hitting me
did
for
have
3, which is a lot. And I'm thinking...
I attempt to hit you for 3.
yeah. But I feel like blocking in this spot doesn't really win me the game either.
True.
But maybe I do.
I mean, blocking here gives you more outs to your Limdul's Vault.
True. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about blocking. Oh.
So you animate the land
And then I will block and cast Limdul's Vault before my land dies. Hoping to hit good. And I believe there's a Vampiric Tutor on top, which doesn't actually do it.
So going down to 5, digging even deeper.
Yeah. It's really hard to make out the cards I reveal to myself.
But you're digging more desperately, so
Yeah.
that's good for me.
Yeah. I have one last look. But I'm not sure I find anything. Basically, I'm looking for
if
Thassa's
there's
Oracle or something that
Yep.
gets me Thassa's Oracle. But I also only have 4 mana, so I can't really pay much mana to use anything that gets me Thassa's Oracle.
Going down to 2.
Yeah, so now I'm off the Doomsday plan. Can't really Doomsday anymore unless I want to suicide myself.
Which is also a valid tactic.
Yeah, so again, not losing to my opponent, just losing to myself, right?
Going out on your own terms. So I lose my Guild Globe.
Yeah, your Elked Guild Globe and I lose my Creeping Tar Pit.
Yep.
But you still have a Scrap Trawler, an Oko, and a Sword. And I'm at 1 life. Looks really grim for me. I'm checking the order again so I don't mess up like I did already. I believe there's a land on top, so I get to 5 life. Don't know what my odds are right now. I believe I can only Tainted Pact and hope for something good.
Yeah.
I guess my only out is casting Tainted Pact, having Thassa's Oracle in the bottom 3 cards of my deck, so I can get Thassa's Oracle casted and win.
Yep.
But I don't feel lucky right now. Okay. Demonic Tutor. Doesn't do anything because...
Still doesn't do it.
Yeah, I don't have enough mana. If I had kept my Creeping Tar Pit... But then again, I need to get rid of my library.
Yep. Well, but you're digging pretty deep here already.
Yeah. I mean, the more I dig, the more confident I get that I might get lucky, but let's see what happens. Oh, I could have taken Toxic Deluge and killed myself, or now I'm thinking about Cling to Dust, which would get me 3 life, but that's not enough as well.
Yep. Going out on the greedy way.
Yeah, well, like I said, the only out is Thassa's Oracle in the bottom 3 cards.
Yep.
And you should also always play to your outs. So let's see what happens.
Yes, true.
There's the demonic consultation, which would have been the other card that I could use with the oracle. That's why I prefer having the oracle in hand than having tainted pact in hand.
Yep. So many cards.
Yeah, basically just revealing my whole deck. Getting more confident that I might get lucky with every card I reveal.
That would be such a sick play.
Oh, but they are just not in the bottom 3 cards.
Yeah.
And I basically
So
have to get it
I
because
win.
I have no other win condition. And you win. I believe I still cast the oracle, hoping you might not win by,
Yeah.
for example.
I forget to attack.
Well, you can attack with one creature, I block with Thassa's Oracle, and then I could get another shot with, I don't know, something Doomsday. No, Doomsday doesn't do it, but I have Unearth in my deck, so I could get a second trigger, but then again I have to get rid of my library.
A lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah.
Maybe I F6 through my turn.
Maybe you concede because I don't know. But no, I pass the turn, you untap, and you just kill me. Like you should.
Yep.
Abandon hope. Yeah, that's the card.
I mean, that's what you always name with demonic consultation, right?
Yeah, depends when you cast it. But yeah, I often named other cards when I played a lot of French Commander. I played an Inami deck, which often used demonic consultation to get a specific card, which was really unlucky when you hit them in the first 7 cards or 6 or what it was. Okay.
So this is the final round.
Final round, the best 2 decks playing against each other, keeping 7 cards both.
Yep.
However, your hand is pretty light on action. Lots of lands, 2 elves.
I'm really hoping with this hand that I draw into some gas. But it's quite greedy. I should probably mulligan that hand.
I mean, I don't know how many lands you play, but I would have mulliganed that hand, I think. But Elves of Deep Shadow beatdown is a thing with the Exalted trigger from the Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
Maybe I don't do anything for the next 10 turns.
I can hope for
Yeah,
it.
you can. Oh, brainstorm. I love brainstorming.
I'm always doing it wrong, so...
The best.
I prefer fair green cards,
Okay.
like Oko and Uro.
But the best feeling is casting brainstorm, putting back some griffins, and then casting, what is it called? Manipulate fate. And I wanted to bolt the bird, or chain lightning the Elves of Deep Shadow.
Yeah, as you say,
Yeah,
always.
always. I mean, your 3 and 4 and 5 drops are really hard to beat sometimes, so I like beating up some poor elves. even though brainstorm locking myself, which isn't ideal, but you have to do what you have to do, right?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, sometimes the cards you put back are just totally fair and okay.
Fairy Dragon.
Yeah.
I like my Fairy Dragon.
I don't think I have a single card in the deck that has reach. Maybe Glenalendra, but that's a stretch.
Isn't one of those Titan thingies, doesn't those have reach, like the Woodland Bellow or something?
I'm not sure. I think they only have trample.
Okay.
I drew another land, which feels pretty bad at this point.
Yeah, I remember you. I think you drew quite a lot of lands in this game.
Yep.
Which is really not what you want to do when you already had 5 lands in your starting hand and 2 elves.
I mean, having the Field of the Dead could make it okay.
Yeah, but still it's really slow.
Yep.
And there you have an Altar of Bone, which I counter with my Force of Negation, which is not ideal for you.
No, not at all.
And I can just pitch another threat I don't need, because the Fairy Dragon can go all the way very easily. And one of my favorite cantrips in Highlander, Portent. Because Portent is really nice when your opponent casts something like Enlightened Tutor, Vampiric Tutor, and you target them, look at their top 3, shuffle their library. Feels really good.
I can imagine.
And swing in with the Fairy Dragon. And I believe I will pass back the turn to you.
I'm thinking about fetching here at the end step just to thin out my deck a little bit, but
which would lose you another Field of the Dead trigger, but I don't think Field of the Dead will get you there with the dragon attacking like a dragon should. Eternal Witness.
quite a good clock.
I'm very happy that I used Force of Negation on your Altar of Bone, so you can't get that back.
Yeah.
But maybe you can raise me now with Eternal Witness and the Exalted trigger. Who knows?
Well, I'm not sure.
You can hope for it, right?
Yeah, yeah. One can dream.
Yeah.
Yep, but that's it. I just pass back to you.
And I don't need to do anything right now, just hitting with my dragon.
But you drew quite some lands as well.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the first games we've
And
seen.
there again is the Cindervines. Not as good against your deck,
No.
but it's a trigger for my Fairy Dragon.
Yeah.
And if you draw something like Survival of the Fittest, it's quite good as well.
There are quite a lot of good things in the deck that you could hit with it. Like Birthing Pod
Oh, right.
or the Opposition.
Yeah. Which I've never seen you cast. You
No.
always kill me with Woodland Bellow or you die.
Exactly. I think I haven't been able to cast an opposition once with this deck.
That's a pity.
I either win before I have to, or I just die horribly.
That's a pity. I really like opposition.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about building a commander deck again with a new turtle as commander and opposition and stasis in the deck. It sounds like fun.
That's really sweet. Yeah. So much fun for you.
Yeah. Like, I have all the fun doing that. There will cast a petty theft, boosting my fairy dragon. Don't really care about the effect, just wanting to get another count on the dragon to increase the clock. Putting you down to 6, which is...
Well, it still reduces my mana. I mean, 6 is quite crucial with
that's
the
true.
Cradlehoof deck. And you can hope that I don't have another land in hand. Which, of course, I do, because I flooded so hard. But still, it's quite a good tempo hit, even at this point.
Yeah, I want to cast the Brazen Burrow anyways, because it's another threat. And they reveal the counterspell, even if you had anything, I could counter that and kill you next turn.
Yep.
So 1-0 for me, and we go to game 2.
Let's hope I have more.
Yeah, and
my
this hand
against
is
the sun.
just insane. I have 2 of the ridiculous planeswalkers, Clothes, Snapcaster Mage, Mental Note. I'm looking forward to this game.
Absolutely disgusting. Yeah, so I had to mulligan again, putting a Dark Cut on the bottom. But this time at least I have some action. So I start with an Arbor Elf and passing back to
Boreal
you.
Druid, right?
Yes,
Not
sorry.
the Arbor Elf. Which is better with your... what's it, Kinnan, or what's it called?
Yeah, Kinnan Bonder Prodigy.
I play Waterlock Grove, pass the turn. And now you want to wasteland me, which I don't want. So
Yeah,
I cast a
try to wasteland
Stifle.
your Waterlock Grove.
Yeah.
That was so brutal. That hurt so much.
Yeah. It's one of the good stifles. You feel like you aren't the bad boy casting that stifle.
Yep. But at least this Boreal Druid gets in there for 1 now.
No, I'm really sorry that I will have to play my Renin 6 and kill your small Boreal Druid.
That was such a blowout. I mean, stifling my wasteland and then killing my elf.
Yeah,
It's
and still having a Renin 6 in
beautiful
hand.
if you don't sit. Yeah, it's beautiful if you don't sit on my seat.
Yeah. But I have to say, even though it's really strong, I don't like playing with Renin 6 and Oko.
No, I mean, I don't like planeswalkers in general.
Yeah, me neither.
But they're a part of the game now, and especially in Highlander, where you're playing with the most powerful cards of all time, I think there's not really a way around them.
Yeah. You play another forest, which feels sad, and I get back a land, have 3 lands now, can cast my Oko, and it's like you have still have 20 life, but feels like pretty much lost for you.
Yeah, it's pretty much over at this point.
I might actually have to buy them. I'm still hoping they get removed from all the formats, so I don't have to buy Renin 6 and Oko. But I guess...
Would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
I can borrow you mine for next time if you want.
The one I sold you.
Exactly.
I was pretty happy when I sold it because I was not the bad guy that owned an Oko. But next time I think I will play a different deck. I have some cute ideas.
Well, looking forward to it. So here you're animating your food.
Yeah, hitting for 3.
Swinging in for 3.
Casting a Clothes.
Play this Clothes. That's so horrible.
Just doing everything and you don't do anything. I think we are talking about my life total. I think I missed to write down something.
Yeah. The waterlogged graph is a bit tricky sometimes.
Yeah. Especially when you only have a playtest card.
Yeah.
It's still my shopping cart.
I can borrow you one for next time if you want.
You can borrow me all the cards, I believe.
Almost.
Yeah, I play with a lot of playtest cards because we built both decks and I built them like a day earlier, so I didn't have time to get all the cards or even find all the cards in between all my cards. For example, Stifle. I usually have a playset of Stifles I used to play when I played Rugdelver and Legacy, but I couldn't find them, so I had to make a playtest card.
I mean, like I said before, it's quite convenient that we allow up to 20 of them.
Yeah.
It makes the format just so much affordable, or even not just affordable if you have the cards, but you're just able to play even if you just don't find your cards.
Yeah. And you can try new things, don't have to buy the cards and sell them later if you don't feel like wanting to play that anymore.
Yep.
We have a lot of new players in the format because they don't have to buy all the expensive dual lands.
I mean, you can also play almost your commander deck with some additions or
Yeah.
cutting some cards for a more competitive build. And then you're good to go at one of our tournaments.
Yeah. And I just do what I do, cast Mental Note. And I believe I just want to cast the Hooting Mandrills to get on Clothes online and attacking to finish this game faster, so you don't have to be tortured much more.
You're being tortured. I mean, I am the one that gets such a beatdown at the moment. Oh, I forgot about the Quirion Dryad.
Yeah, the beautiful Quirion Dryad from Plane Shift.
Yep.
When it was rare.
Yeah.
When it was a good card and played in Legacy or Type 1.5 back then.
So here, just killing my only chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, I'm just doing stuff just because I can.
Yeah, because I haven't conceded in the finals officially.
Yeah. I don't even know if you have any outs. Maybe I should keep some cards in my hand, but I just want to get over with this. Fetching up a tiger, and I believe now I cast the Hooting Mandrills to have the last point of devotion I need for my Clothes to attack. Getting back a land with Ren and 6. Making another food, I believe.
Yep.
And there's the Hooting Mandrills. Just for the 1 pip of devotion. Don't need for...
Just for the overkill.
Yeah. Hitting you for 8. And I'm pretty sure you don't have any mass removal that could get you out of this spot.
No, definitely not. I'm just dead here.
Yeah, and that's it. 2-0.
GG.
GG. Okay.
Yep. So Rock Delver winning the mini tournament we played.
I hope you had as much fun watching these games as we had playing them. If you liked what you saw, please consider liking, sharing or subscribing to our channel. If you want any more information on upcoming Canadian Highlander events, check out the Canadian Highlander Bremen Facebook page or the Highlander Games Bremen website. And when this whole virus situation is over, I hope to see you for a game or two. Until then, take care. Bye.